Brian here from quantlabs.net. Just wanted to talk about some more push and pull of technologies. I want to talk about two things that are on the horizons of scalability clusters as I start to do this type of research. Right now, I am looking at various, I guess, call them technologies of what type of programming APIs or paradigms or frameworks, whatever you want to call it, for a large cluster. The two that have popped up, I did a posting on this a while back, was one on Scala for Twitter and one on basically Hadoop, which is part of the backbone of Google. This article right here is very powerful. Some of the blurbs in here are very powerful. I'll give you an instance. Okay. Right here. For example, MapReduce is used for the generation of data for Google's production web search service. Right here. Let me just show you that again. For example, MapReduce is used for generation of data for Google's web search service for sorting, data mining, machine learning, and many other systems. MapReduce scales to large clusters of machines comprising thousands of machines. Makes efficient use of these machines' resources and suitable for many of the large computational problems encountered at Google. Okay, if this paragraph does not eat your brain, I don't know what will. What this basically says is that MapReduce is the backbone and kind of somewhat the secret sauce of Google's algorithm, search, and web results. And that is part of the Hadoop subsystem, subprogram, subproject. So here's where that document resides, on GoogleUserContent.com. I'm sure I've never heard of a lot of that before, but I found this very, very interesting. So MapReduce is part of the Google core search technology. So basically in Java you basically have this very simple map and I guess reduce equivalent of a weird linked list. And here is some C++ mentioned, but the cool thing about this document, it goes on about very similar to how MATLAB would work with a worker and all the different, you have your head node, which is basically your master, and all your different workers, and how they all communicate with each other. Where does this leave me with high-frequency trading? Well, it's no different than what you would do with MATLAB. As I've indicated in another video about Solaris, you have absolute control over how your cluster and your intercommunication subsystem works when you have a variety of components of engines, order matching engines, listeners to your data feed. For your trading, you need an analytical engine. So everything needs to communicate with each other through a set of workers in a cluster. And that's why I'm very interested in Hadoop, because it seems to solve probably the biggest problem on the planet. That's Google. And I've just shown you that one little paragraph here about how the Hadoop MapReduce has been part of the solution for Google. And the other thing is, I want to introduce you to another document here. It's not so much that can be used on high-frequency trading, but it does come back to the JVM, Java Virtual Machine. Back in the day when Twitter was first launched, they fully developed the whole Twitter service in Ruby on Rails. One thing that they found was with Ruby on Rails is fine for a rapid front-end web development, but it just didn't have the performance that they were looking for more of the back end, where it just had some severe bottlenecks. So they switched a lot of their back end and replaced it with rewritten components done in Scala. From my understanding, from different sources, I'm finding Scala is a very rapid language, very scalable, high performant, and best part is it still can live within the JVM. The JVM is a very mature technology for a server technology. Hadoop runs in the JVM, and then there's also these different rewritten versions of Ruby, let's say like JRuby, which is it can be deployed in a JVM as well. So all in all, everybody seems to be coming back to the JVM to do a lot of their deployment. It's fast, it's stable, it's mature, but there's just different implementations of its use. And again, Scala is one of them. So I'd highly recommend you to check out this interview from the developers, or lead developers, I would imagine, from Twitter, about how and why they use Scala versus something that they originally had, which was in Ruby. So I just wanted to do these videos to show you that Hadoop is definitely out there in the mainstream, especially, as I say, from the most complicated problem on the planet, Google, and how Google does its indexing and algorithms and ranking. So it's kind of cool. I would kind of looking at it from a deployment standpoint of new platforms and how to deploy a completely new trading system with everything I need on what and how outside of my original thoughts on .NET. So hopefully that may help you out, or just add confusion just as much as I'm confused about it. But definitely the funny thing is I'm finding that there's less and less .NET mention about high frequency versus something like a Hadoop. And I know it's used predominantly in a lot of new places, but it's fairly new technology. As I said, I hope that doesn't confuse you.